We've been spoiled so far this winter with no real cold snap to worry about. Good evening, I'm Alan Miller. Thanks for joining us. Mary Kate has the night off. But today was a reminder of what a typical North Dakota day can feel like, and we'll probably have another one tomorrow. Dakota Carrier Network shows us how the cold suddenly threw some people out of whack.
Go to a gas station, you may go to fill up your tank, your tires, or to wipe your windshield. But when temperatures hit below zero, two of those options can get a little difficult.
If we were up above, you know, in the 15, 20 degrees, we probably would have been okay, but being it's 10 below zero today, our heaters can't quite keep up with how cold it is.
Even construction sites aren't able to pour concrete or lay down brick and mortar.
We get into the 10 below zero, we use temporary heat measures to continue progress. So we have behind me on the project, we have masonry tents with temporary heaters going into them and heating up the substrates and the materials.
And as I was about to take off to put the story together, my own car wouldn't start. Thanks to the help of J.R. Havens, I got out of that situation. A prime example of my next point of batteries dying a lot faster when it's cold. For NBC North Dakota News, I'm Dakota Carrier Network.
And AAA says it might be time to change your battery if your engine starts slowly or your headlights are dim. You know, I have to say, some people prefer colder weather like this, Henry.
Yeah.
I may not be one of them, but it may not last very long.
Yeah, it's not going to last too long, but it's going to feel like forever, especially since tomorrow is going to practically feel like it is right now, if not worse. Look at the average high for today on the red bar, 23 degrees. We weren't even close, only single digits across the first warm viewing area. The hot spot was Sydney at 10 above. Jamestown, Devils Lake, you didn't even reach zero. You were both at 2 below for your daytime highs. Right now, everyone is below zero. 6 below Williston, Minot, Bismarck, Garrison, 11 below in Dickinson, 12 below in Hettinger, and 9 below in Baker, Montana. The wind has lightened up quite a bit since earlier today. Right now, we still have a bit of a breeze out there, so we've got west wind, northwest winds between a good 5 to 15 miles per hour, but that is making it feel like it's 20 to 35 degrees below zero, and those feels like temperatures are going to get even colder tonight. And check this out. What you see in pink, these are wind chill advisories. They extend all the way down to the Texas Panhandle. But notice this does include us. Wind chill advisory, at least for now, most of us, until noon tomorrow Central Standard Time. And Allen, for viewers in eastern Montana, some of them, it looks like that advisory is going to continue through Wednesday. So I have a little more details during the next segment.
All right, thanks, Henry. Well, bail has been set at $500,000 for a Fargo man facing rape charges. 39-year-old Stanley Bush is charged with raping 2 international students and trying to rape a third on December 20th near the NDSU campus. Prosecutors say he entered their apartment, threatened them with a knife, and forced 2 of the women to have sex. Bush turned himself in after police released pictures of him in connection with another case. Bush told the judge that he's not a violent person and he plans to hire his own attorney. Victim advocates say there's help available to those who have suffered at the hands of offenders.
It's a very delicate situation. We have to make sure that everyone's safe, first and foremost. And then once basic needs are taken care of, then we really start the therapeutic process. And that can look different for different people. But for the most part, it's helping someone process the trauma and really pick up the pieces and move on.
Johnson says police and those who work at hospitals and nonprofit organizations are dedicated to assist victims. A Bismarck man charged with aggravated assault pleaded not guilty today. Police arrested 57-year-old Richard Gorno 5 days after he was accused of assaulting 5 people, at least one of them with a baseball bat. 3 of the victims were hospitalized in intensive care at Sanford Health. The hospital closely monitored who came in because of concern that Gorno might return to further harm the victims. Gorno asked the judge to waive his preliminary hearing and go straight to arraignment. He has also been charged with terrorizing and theft of property. In many cases, it doesn't take much to set off those who commit domestic violence. Holiday stress is just one of many excuses an offender might use to justify harming others. Neil Carlson reports on how victims can protect themselves.
Domestic violence affects people regardless of income.
A Globe man is behind bars tonight, accused of punching his estranged wife in the face as she clung to her child.
It's pretty tough to watch here, but this entire attack captured on home surveillance video.
Unfortunately, 3 out of 4 Americans know someone who is or has been the victim of domestic violence. Experts say the key to stopping it is to get people to make that first call for help.
So when somebody gives calls or comes here and someone tries to make an attempt of finding out if they have been receiving services, we never provide that. So our phone calls and our services are confidential. That's our #1 thing.
And in a time where just about everything is captured on video, Birch says they can also help women with children who don't have jobs. Domestic violence victims who are reluctant to leave a relationship because they depend on their partner for money.
You can find them resources to help them out even if they're in a situation where they don't have a job and thought they had to rely on.
Absolutely, definitely. We furnish them, we help them out with, food, gas. We provide them a phone. We furnish them with a helpline phone.
Birch says the main thing for anyone in a domestic violence situation is to make the initial call. It's confidential, and experts can safely transition you and your children into a new life that's free of fear and violence.
That confidential toll-free number for domestic violence victims is 1-800-799-7233, anytime, day or night. The president and CEO of the NDSU Development Foundation is stepping down. The Alumni Association announced a separation agreement after CEO Doug Mayo expressed interest in leaving. A search committee will begin looking for Mayo's replacement immediately. Former NDSU Vice President of University Relations Keith Bierke will take over temporarily when Mayo departs at the end of June. Well, the USDA is about more than farming programs. It's also trying to improve high-speed internet service in rural areas.
As much as we're celebrating our successes today, we also recognize that there is work left to do. And we will continue to color in the map to make sure that by 2019 we're going to have 100% gigabit access across the entire state.
Schneider says with nearly 40,000 miles of fiber optics in the state, North Dakota is tops in the nation in broadband coverage, speeds, and fiber-to-home connections. Well, we haven't seen gas prices this low in North Dakota since May of 2009. AAA says the statewide average price for regular gas is $2.39 a gallon, 50 cents cheaper than last month. It's slightly above that in Bismarck, Williston, and Dickinson. AAA says prices may soon fall below $2 a gallon in the eastern part of the state.